Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Okay, that was not nearly enough
Not at
enthusiasm. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to Temple Akiba of Culver City. My name is Rabbi Zach Shapiro. I'm here with Cantor Lonnie Freilich, our cantorial intern Liz Baseman, and we welcome you to our Shabbat morning service, during which Olive Rosemberg becomes a bat mitzvah. We're really excited to be here together. We understand it's not the exact circumstances that we anticipated when Olive's date was chosen a couple of years ago. But you know what? Here we are. And our world has been through a shock in the past couple of years, but we absorb it and we move on with it and we nurture this moment to make it really special. And that's what it's going to be. Olive has been working for a long time now on the leadership for this morning service, and she will be taking a journey. And the top of that journey today will be when she reads and interprets our sacred Torah. We ask a favor of you before we begin. If you can please turn to the person next to you and make sure that person's cell phone is turned off. Okay? Don't just assume, make sure they're off. And please keep your cameras away. Don't take photos during the service. We have a designated photographer to capture the moment. Very important for those of you who are joining us via Zoom at home, we want your voices to be part of our service as well. And while Olive will be sharing the prayers from our Siddur, we want your blessings at home to be part of this service. So we're going to ask you, when the Spirit moves you, to type in the chat box a message that you might want us to deliver to Olive during the service, and we'll allow her to hear your blessings as well. So once again, if you're here via Zoom, when you feel like it, write something in the chat box that you would want us to share with Olive as an extra blessing during the service. Cantor, do you want to share about the music?
I would love to. So Olive is going to be leading us through most of the service, along with myself and our cantorial intern and the rabbi. But we love to hear your voices. So we as much as we want to hear Olive's voice this morning, we also want to hear all of your voices in song and in prayer. We hope that you can sing along with us. If you don't know the words, we're going to call out the page numbers. Even if you still don't know the words, we still want to hear you sing. So just sing la, la, la. But we love for you to engage with the service. And the more that we can do that, the more that we show our love for Olive.
And again, those of you who are at home, we can see you. So when we're singing, sway along and clap along and engage that way as well. We are going to begin our service on page 70 in the Siddur. And this is the singing of Hine Matov. How wonderful it is that we're here together as a community. Again, page 70, everyone.
יחד, הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, Achim Gam Yachad.
Hine ma tov u'manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad.
We open now to page 72. Olive, we're going to ask you to come forward along with your grandparents, Paul and Layla, for the presentation of the Talit. Again, we're on page 72. One second. Put it this way. And hold it right behind her.
As I wrap myself in the Talit, I fulfill the mitzvah of my Creator. Bless Adonai, O my soul, Adonai my God, how great you are. You are robed in glory and majesty, wrapping yourself in the light as in a garment, spreading forth the heavens like a curtain. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lihi tatef bat tzitzit. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to wrap ourselves in the fringes.
Hold on one second.
Thank you.
Olive, for the very first time, you fulfilled as a Jewish adult a commandment, the commandment of putting on a talit. How special it is that your grandparents, Paul and Layla, who have been long members of our temple. In fact, Paul and Layla, you've raised an entire village here at Temple Akiba. How special to share this moment with you. So you fulfilled the commandment of putting on the talit, and to celebrate that, we now offer the prayer called the Shehechianu, and that thanks God for giving us life and sustaining us and enabling us to be right here, right now. We're on page 344, page 344 for the Shehechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Every day we have an opportunity to look out at the world and harness a miracle. Our prayer book gives us a little bit of a head start as we do this. And so if we turn to page 84, we have our Nisim B'chol Yom, our miracles for everyday blessings. Olive will be chanting some of these miracles, and we'll respond by singing Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'tselem Elohim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'chorin.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Yisrael.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Oter Yisrael b'gvura.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Oter Yisrael b'tifara.
Amen. Before we continue, Olive, there are some blessings that are coming to you from those who are watching us on Zoom, and Cantor and I wanted to share some of them with you. From David in Rio, I may not pronounce this correctly, Elio? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's a Portuguese word. Maybe you can help me here? No? All right. It basically says hello from Brazil, and that's from David.
And then Wendy Shabsis says, welcome Rio. And then Mazel Tov to your family.
Rainey Spector, Mazel Tov, also from Brazil.
Then Susan Weinsmith says, Mazel Tov from Australia, Olive.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Well, I want to be in these places. This sounds pretty incredible. No, I want to be right here. From Sue Polyp, Mazel Tov to Olive and her entire extended family from Los Angeles.
Priya Phillips says, Dear Olive, friends and family, many blessings from Boston.
And Lynn Shipper, Mazel Tov, Olive, to you and your family. Thank you for sending those blessings in, everyone. We're going to continue with the Chatzi Kaddish in our prayer books. We are back now on page
106.
Thank you, Cantor. 106.
Yikata v'yitkadash shemei rabba
Amen.
ve'amad yivrach yirukei ve'amlich malchutei v'chayechonu v'yomechon u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael bagala bagala uvizman kariv v'imeru. Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach Le'alam Ul'amei Amaya Yitbarach Yitbarach Ve'yishtabach V'yipa'ar V'yitramam Ve'yitnasei V'yitadar V'yitale V'yitalal Shemei Dekudeshah Richu Le'elam Min Kol Birchata Ve'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata damiram be'ama v'imeru. Amen.
Continuing now on page 108, we rise, all who are able, for our call to worship the Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Mevorach le'olam va'ed.
We continue on page 110 in the Hebrew with the Yotzer Or. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Yotzer Or uvorei choshech, Oseh Shalom uvorei et hakol, Hameir la'aretz v'ledarim aleha barachamim, Uvetuvo mechadesh b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh v'reishit. Ma rabu ma'asecha Adonai, kulam b'chochma asita, mala ha'aretz kinyanecha. Titbarach Adonai Eloheinu, al shevach ma'aseh yadecha va'al ma'orei or she'asita yefa'arucha sela. Or chadash al Tzion ta'ir, v'nizkeh chulanu mehera le'oro, Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer ha'ma'orot. Blessed are you, Adonai, who has fashioned light and created all things. On page 114, we now continue with the watchword of our faith, the Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated, everyone. We are going to continue with the chanting of the V'ahavta on page 116.
Ve'afta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadavarim ha'ele Asher Anohi Mitzvah Hayom Alevavheha Vishinam Tam Levaneha Vidibarta Ba'am Bishivtaha Bivitahu Uvlektaha Viderech Ushachbaha Uvkumeha Ukshartam Leod Ayudeha Behayula Totafot Beineneha Uktavtam Amezuzot Beiteha Uvishareha Lemon Tiskaru Vazitem Ekol Mitzvotai Viditem Kedoshim Lalohem Ani Adonai Elohim Asher Hotzeti Etem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Lehiyot Lahem Lalohim Ani Adonai Elohim.
All of you are leading so beautifully. We're going to continue on page 122 with the Micha Mocha. This is our prayer of freedom. I think it's so important for us to reflect for a moment before Olive chants this prayer. In the Torah, this was chanted as the children of Israel came through the Sea of Reeds. They escaped Egypt, but they still had a desert to cross. They still had to seek freedom for 40 years. As our world absorbs what happened last week in Texas, the horrible intrusion of a house of prayer on a Shabbat morning, we realize that even now, even in our day and age, even in 2022, as far as we've come as a Jewish community to achieve equality and freedom, we have a long way to go. We have a long way to go. And when those who are in leadership share publicly that they don't believe that the incident was a target against Jews, we have a long way to go. And so our march toward freedom is one that we don't take for granted. And this song, the Micha Mocha, it celebrates our freedom, but it also reminds us that we've got a desert to cross, and that we do it joined hand in hand moving forward. Page 122, Micha Mocha.
Micha Mocha by Elim Adonai. Micha Mocha Nedar Bakodesh Nora Tehilot O Seifele.
Olive, thank you so much. We're going to continue with the Amidah. It begins on page 124. Page 124. We invite all who are able once again to please rise.
Adonai Sefaita Tiftach Ufi Agi Tehilateha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotinu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovin, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zoher Hasde, Avot V'Yimod, U'Mevigula, Livnei V'Nehem, Lama'an Shemo Ba'ahava, Melech Hozer U'Moshiach U'Magin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham, V'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mehayeh HaKol Atah, Rav L'Hoshia, Mehakel Hayim Behesed, Mehayeh HaKol Berachamin Rabbi, Somech Noflim Verafei Holim, U'Maitir Asurim, U'Mekayeh Emunato, Lishnei Afar, Micha Mocha Ba'al Gevurot, U'Midom Elah, Melech Emit, U'Mehayeh, U'Matmiah Yeshua, V'Neman Atah L'Chayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mahayeh HaKol.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב היה נביאך, וקרא lo chol haaretz kevodo. Adir adirenu Adonai Adonenu madir shimcha b'chol haaretz. Baruch kevod Adonai mimkomo. Echad hu Eloheinu, hu Avinu, hu Malkeinu, hu Moshienu, vehu Yashmienu, verachamav lehenei kol chai. Ani Adonai Elohechem, yimloch Adonai leolam, Elohai Zion, ledor vador, hallelujah. Ledor vador nagid God lecha, ulenetzach netzachim kiddushatcha nakdish. V'shivchacha Eloheinu, mipinu lo yamush, leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
We're going to take a few moments now for our own silent prayers. We can use our books from pages 132 to 142. Or else just take a moment to reflect on what's going on in your hearts. When you're finished with your own private prayers, you may be seated. Sit by your family, yeah.
Okay.
We're going to ask for all of our youth of Temple Akiba to come forward to help us with our Song of Peace. And if you'll stand facing the congregation in front of the podium, leave your prayer books where they are. So it's not just the 7th graders, but that could be siblings, younger siblings, older siblings, high school students, Vermette students. Come on forward. We need all of you to help us out.
La 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 la. Together we will walk in the path of Hashem. Hey, oh, oh, hey, oh, oh,
Thank you all very much. We love you. Now see you later. Go have a seat. Olive, we want you to take a nice deep breath once again. A deeper breath. There we go. Friends, we've come to Seder Kriyat Torah, the service for the reading of Torah. How extraordinary that we have people from as far away as Brazil and Australia and Boston and many other places who are here via Zoom, as well as many of you who are here in person who have come from so far away. We are all standing at the base of Mount Sinai. And in fact, our Torah portion this week, Yitro, talks about how the children of Israel stood at Mount Sinai waiting to receive word from God. And just as in the Torah portion, Moses went up the mountain to deliver that word, today Olive is ascending that mountain. And she will bring that word to us, but she'll interpret it with her own wisdom. And that's the magic of what makes Judaism so powerful. Powerful spiritually, I mean. That we don't just take a document and say, well, it told us that then. No, we take an old document and add our own thought process to it, because we inherit that right and responsibility to do so. So in order for this to happen, we need the ark to open. So we are going to have Ruby and Gemma Duthie and Juan Duthie. Sorry, Juna. I misspelled it here. Juna, my bad. Come on forward. We're going to ask the congregation to please rise, and Olive, why don't you join us as well? Did I really call you Juan? Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm sorry, sweetie. We're on page 244.
Ein kamocha v'Elohim Adonai ve'en kemasecha malchutecha malchut kol olamim u'memshaltecha bechol dor v'hador Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai imloch leolam va'ed Adonai oz le'amo yitain Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom av harachamim heitiv avitzoncha et Zion tivnei chabot Yerushalayim Tivnei Chomot Yerushalayim Kivecha levad batachnu Melech el ram v'nisa Adon olamim.
Stand with your sister.
Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, Udevar Adonai mirushalayim, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, le'amo Yisrael b'kdushato.
Olive, we're now going to ask for generations of your family to join us, and you're going to stand on the other side of the podium as well. We invite forward Leila and Paul Rosemberg, and Ralph Garrido, and Shelley Garrido, and Daniel and Jessica, and Ruby and Olive are already here. So grandparents are going to be on this side. Ruby's going to be at the very end, and parents in the middle. There we go. Lador Vador, from generation to generation, our Torah is passed down, beginning with a conversation between Moses and God at Mount Sinai. But today, coming through all of these loving and nurturing souls, through your parents, Olive, and into your arms, today you stand as a descendant, but someday you'll be an ancestor as you pass Torah down to the next generation, Lador Vador.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Gadol Adonai Yitiu Neromema Shemo Yachtav.
Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha
You can all go
Devarim,
back to your seats. Thank you so much.
Al Shlosha Devarim, Haolam, Haolam Omed. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Haolam, Haolam Omed. Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim.
Friends, we are going to call a number of people to do an aliyah, a blessing for every reading of Torah. When we call you up, we're going to ask you to stand by the podium near where Cantor Liz is now to offer those blessings. And there is a sheet there that has the words for the blessings. And just a word about our protocol at Temple Akiba. Because of the spike that we're still in, the only person who really is not allowed to have a mask on today is Olive. So even when you're up there at the microphone, please leave your masks on. For our first aliyah, we invite forward, once again, Leila Rosenberg, Paul Rosenberg, and Ralph Garrido and Shelley Garrido. Yes, I told you just to sit down a moment ago, but please come back up. Ya'amdu Leah bat Nuta v'Sara Rivka v'Peretz Shmuel ben Avraham Yaakov HaKohen v'Chava.
Baruch hu et Adonai Amvorah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Amvorah le'olam va'ed. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch ata Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Vayidaber Elohim et kol hadvarim ha'ele lemor.
Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת, וחיי עולם נתן בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, נותן התורה.
Amen. Yasher Koach. Thank you so much. For our second Aliyah, we invite forward Andre Rosenberg, Stephanie Rosenberg, Alan Rosenberg, Jacqueline Rosenberg, Josh Duthie, and Jennifer Garrido. Yeah, go ahead.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorah.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorah Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bahar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Anochi Adonai Elohecha Asher Hotetiha Me'eretz Mitzrayim Beit Avadim Lo Yeh Leha Elohim Acherim Al Panai. Yes.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet V'Hayei Olam Natan Betoheinu. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Thank you.
And as I didn't invite you in Hebrew, that was Gershon ben Peretz, Shmuel HaKohen, Mordechai ben Peretz, Shmuel HaKohen, V'Chana. Thank you so much. For our third Aliyah, we invite forward Marcelo Spector, Deborah Spector, and Michael Spector. Ya'amdu Yitzchak Meir ben Yehuda V'Roni, V'Hadassah Rachel bat Sivi, V'Esther, V'Mordechai Avraham ben Yitzchak Meir, V'Hadassah Rachel.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorah.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorah Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Lo ta'aseh leha v'esel v'chotem mina asher b'shamayim mimal v'asher ba'aretz mitahat v'asher b'mayim mitahat la'aretz.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chayei olam natan betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Amen. Thank you so much. For our fourth Aliyah, we invite forward Marissa Feller, Bernardo Feller, Leo Feller, and Bianca Worth. Yamdu Mancha v'Dov v'Shlomo ben Dov v'Mancha v'Bela Berta bat Dov v'Mancha.
Ready?
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorah.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Lo tishtahave lahem velo ta'ovdem ki anochi Adonai Elohecha Elkanah poked avon avot al banim al shilashim va'al ribeim lesonai.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chayei olam natan betoheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yasher Koach. Thank you. For our fifth Aliyah, we invite forward Jessica Vermette, Melissa York, and Anna Diab. Ya'am ta'amdu, Chana v'Meli Batya.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Ve'oseh hesed la'olefim le'ohavai ul'shamrei mitzvotai.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. For our sixth Aliyah, we now invite forward Daniel Rosenberg, Jessica Rosenberg, and Ruby. Join your family. Ya'amdu Baruch ben Peret Shmuel v'Leah v'Tamar.
Baruch
Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Lo tisa et shem Adonai Elohecha lashav. Ki lo yenakeh Adonai et asher yisa et shemo lashav.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Mr. Koach, why don't you guys stay here and be close to your daughter?
Come closer.
You can come to this section. Ta'amud, 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 habachura bat mitzvah, tzipora chaya bat baruch v'tamar. We now invite the bat mitzvah, Olive Rosenberg, for her aliyah.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amin v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Zahor et yom haShabbat ladkadsho. Sheshet yamim ta'avod ve'asita ho melachteha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yasher Koach. Wow. You guys hold back your seats. Friends, we're about to lift the Torah, the scroll that Ruby so beautifully chanted from.
Olive.
Ruby, don't you want to become a bat mitzvah really quickly? Wow. Olive, we're going to lift this scroll that you just so beautifully chanted from. And this way you can see that she read from this text and not from, an iPad or anything. And you'll be able to see what she really was able to study so hard after so much work. So as we lift this, we invite you all once again to please rise.
וזאת התורה ששם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. יאללה
lai lai, ya lai 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 lai,
Ya lai 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 lai. Ya lai lai lai, ya lai 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 lai. Ya lai 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 lai. Ya lai lai lai, ya lai 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 lai. Ya lai 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 lai. Ya lai lai lai, ya lai 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 lai. Ya lai 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 lai.
Please be seated, everyone. So Ruby chanted from the section. Wow. Olive chanted from the section of the law. She's now going to continue with the section from the prophets. This week it's found in the prophet Isaiah. It's known as the Haftarah Portion. She'll begin with the blessing beforehand and then continue right on with the text itself.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar Imim tovin veratza v'divrehem hane'emarim be'emet Baruch atah Adonai haboher ba'torah uv'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo unvinvi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek Bishnat mot hamelech Uziyahu Va'ir et Adonai Yoshev al kisei Ram v'Nisav v'Shulav Mele'im et ha'hehal Seraphim omedim mimal lo Shesh kenafim le'ehad Bishtaim yehaseh vanav Uvishtaim yehaseh raglav Uvishtaim ye'ofev ve'kara ze el ze ve'amar Kadosh, 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 Adonai, Tzevaot, Melech haaretz kevodo, Va'ayanu amot hasibim, Mikol hakorei, Ve'habayit, Yimalei ashan, Va'omar, Oili, hinidmeiti, Ki, Ish Tamei Sefatayim Anochi Uvtoch Am Tamei Sefatayim Anochi Yoshev Ki Et HaMelech Adonai Tzevaot Ra'u Einai Vaya'ov Elai Ehad Min HaSeraphim Uvyado Ritzpah Bemel Kachayim Lakach Me'al HaMitzbeach Vayaga Alpi Vayomer Hine Nagaze Al Sefateh Basar Avonecha Vechatat Ha Tehupar.
So before we offer the blessing after the Haftarah, I believe there's some candy that is, there it is. Okay, so some candies are about to be handed out that once Olive is finished with her blessing after, people will have the opportunity to lovingly, gently, caringly, underhandedly toss it onto the bima. So this will be handed out, and just stick it in your hands, and then you'll have a chance to do it. And once it's finished, then you'll all have the opportunity, all those of you who are young at heart, to come and pick it up off of our space up here. Oliver, you ready?
Yes.
Go for it.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam tzor kahal Oamim Tzadik Behol Hadorot Ha'el Haneman Hamoher ve'oseh, hamedaber umekaye, shekol v'devarav emet v'tzedek, al haTorah ve'al havodah ve'al hanevi'im ve'al yom haShabbat hazeh, shenatat lanu Adonai Eloheinu lidkucha v'limnuha le'ohavad ulitifaret al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach umvarchim otach yitbarach shimcha b'fi holhai tamid le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Here you go. Here.
All right, let's see. Come on.
I got like 2 pieces.
Oh,
No.
yeah, that's it. Very good.
Sad.
All right, everyone. I don't think we've ever seen this prayer space cleaner than it is right now. Wow. All of you have literally brought us up Mount Sinai. Thank you for sharing both Torah and Haftarah in such a precious way. We're all going to take a deep breath now once again. And we're going to build the strength that's inside of us to remember that there are those who are in need of healing. People right in this space, people beyond this space who could use an extra prayer of strength at this time. If we open up to page 253, page 253, right in the middle of the page is our Misha Berach, our prayer for healing. We're going to sing the first verse together. And when we get to the center, as my eyes meet yours, if there are people that you know of who could use that extra prayer, please don't be shy. Say those names out loud. Those of you who are here from home, write those names in the chat box so that we can all see those for whom you are thinking. Friends, as we prepare to place the Torah back into the ark, we invite forward to open the ark Nathan, Lucas, Evelyn, and Ezra Rosemberg. We're on page 256. We invite the congregation to rise once again. Olive, why don't you join us on the Bima area as well? Ki lekach tov natati lahem torati al ta'azovu. For I have given you a good instruction. Do not abandon my Torah.
Of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, shalom.
It is a tree.
Shalom, shalom.
It's not a bush.
Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom.
מחזיק בא בתומך מיושר.
שלום, 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 שלום.
Please be seated, everyone.
Can I put it here? Because like the light's shining on it and I can't see it. Okay, thank you. Hello everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much for coming to my bat mitzvah. It means so much to me to have you here. To me, being a bat mitzvah is not becoming an adult who takes on all these new responsibilities, but is accepting your current responsibilities and excelling at them. When you become a bat mitzvah, you are considered a Jewish adult, but you don't really get to feel like an adult. You can't drive, you can't get a credit card, you can't vote, you can't do anything normal adults can do. But one thing you can do is be responsible and act like an adult would. You can be kind and mature, you can help others, and you can do your best in whatever you try to do. When I become a bat mitzvah, not only am I taking on the emotional responsibilities, but I am also taking on the responsibilities in all I do. To me, doing mitzvot has always been important. The textbook definition of mitzvot is a commandment done from a religious duty. But I think that you don't have to do it out of religious duty. No matter what you believe in, I think that we should all be able to do mitzvot in our lives. The Torah portion you just heard me sing was from the book of Exodus. At the time, the children of Israel escaped from Egypt and they're on their way to Israel. They reach Mount Sinai and are getting their 10 commandments from God. The 10 commandments given to them are: do not have any other gods, do not make or worship idols, do not disrespect or misuse God's name, remember the Sabbath and keep it holy, honor your mother and father, do not commit murder, do not commit adultery, do not steal, do not tell lies, and do not covet. These commandments are the base of Judaism and all the beliefs. When I was talking to Rabbi when writing my speech, I decided I liked the commandment, you shall not covet, best. I believe that we should be happy with what we have and not spend our life longing for what others have. You shall not covet means that you shouldn't feel an overwhelming desire to have what others have. When you covet, you become so attached to those things that it affects what you do. This commandment is so important because everyone always wants to be someone else. But if we continue to want to be different, there will always be someone more important than you, so there's endless circle of wanting. And if we continue in this never-ending circle, you'll not be able to live the happy, successful, and fulfilling life you were meant to live. When I was preparing for my bat mitzvah, I got asked a lot what it meant to me to become a bat mitzvah. After I figured that out, I started getting asked what it meant to be Jewish. The answer to this question is going to differ based on who you ask. But to me, being Jewish is having a community you can rely on. My entire family has become a bar bat mitzvah here at Akiba, and it is really important to me to have the same experience they had. To this day, my family still talks and hangs out with their friends from their time at Akiba, and this makes me excited to have the same sense of community with the people I meet. Now it's time to say thanks to the people that have helped me along this journey. First, I want to thank Cantor Lonnie and Cantorial intern Liz for helping me learn all my prayers, my Torah portion, and my Haftarah Portion. Without you guys, I would be standing here still struggling with basic prayers. Next, I want to thank Rabbi Shapiro for helping me write this speech and helping me understand my Torah portion. You helped me appreciate what it really means to become a bat mitzvah. Thank you, Randy Bishop, for leading the amazing Hebrew Scroll program that helped me get here. Thank you to the Sisterhood and Men group for all the special gifts. I will use them with love. Now it's time to thank my family. Thank you, Vova Layla and Vova Paul, for encouraging me along this whole journey. You are always here when I need your help, and without you both, I wouldn't have made it where I am today. Also, thank you, Vova Layla, for making me dinner every Monday night for Monday Night School. I love your pasta. Thank you to my Grandma Shelley for taking me to temple every Tuesday. You're always there for me, and you help so much with me and Ruby. I love you. Thank you, Grandpa Ralph and TJ, for teaching me about my non-Jewish heritage and always doing fun stuff with us. I love going rides in your cars and motorcycles, and it's so much fun to go on vacation with you. Again, thank you to all my grandparents for all you do to me. I love you guys so much. Now it's time to thank my parents. Thank you, Dad, for all your encouraging jokes and helping me with anything. We might not always get along, but you're always there for me when I need it. Thank you for reading to me and Ruby every night before bed when we were little. I have to give you credits for trying to read us Harry Potter because now we are obsessed. You've influenced my music taste so much. I love your lessons on all the artists from the 80s that I didn't know, but now love. Thank you for helping me with all the hard times in my life. Overall, you are the best dad I could ever hope for, and I love you so much. Thank you, Mom, for everything. You are so helpful in my life, and I don't know what I would do without you. You've helped me with my tic disorder so much. If you weren't so involved with my life, I probably would have gotten diagnosed and gotten the help I needed. You helped me so much when I was going through the loss of my best friend, and I wouldn't have made it without you. Thank you for introducing me to all. Thank you for introducing to me all new things like crystals. Thank you for also funding my crystal collection. You're a wonderful cook and your meals are always amazing. Thank you for getting up at 5 in the morning every day so you make sure me and Ruby have lunches. I'm so appreciative of you and I love you so much. But thank you, Ruby, for being the best sister ever. Even though we bigger at times, I still love you more than you will ever know. Thank you for always helping me and getting my stuff for me. I'm so proud of you and everything you do. I love you. Thank you to all my amazing friends for being there for me. You guys are awesome and I appreciate you so much. Thank you to the rest of my family, my cousins. You guys are so awesome. I love you so, so much. Again, I want to thank everyone for coming to my bat mitzvah. It means so much to me that you guys are here, even though it has been a tough road leading to this moment.
You're the best sister ever. I love you so much. A few reasons why I love you are you're kind, funny, and I love doing stuff with you, like playing Animal Crossing together and making up funny songs. You're always helping me and putting me in the right direction. Every second with you is fun and exciting. Thank you for being the best sister I could ever ask for.
Olive. We can't believe today is here. As you know, Temple Akiva is a very special place for us. It's where we met and where our oldest friendships first began. It was always important for us to have you embark in your Judaism here, go to camp, build amazing friendships. We have been in countdown mode for months leading up to your bat mitzvah. Each time we would announce a benchmark to today, you would react in full-blown panic, saying you weren't ready until last weekend, where you proudly walked out of your room to say, "I'm ready for my bat mitzvah." We would like to thank Rabbi, Cantorlani, and Liz for supporting Olive through this journey and getting her to this point. I think we can all agree that you did it amazingly today. Saying we are proud of you is a complete understatement of how we are feeling.
We would love to say that Olive entered this world with ease and her months as a baby were calm and magical. For those of you who knew Olive as a baby, I am sure you can remember, even as an infant, she used her voice in the form of tears to tell us what she wanted. In social situations, you needed to be the first to arrive, as you were more comfortable greeting people rather than being greeted. At parties, you would stay by our side for hours until you warmed up and finally ran off to play. We say all of this not to paint a picture of you being difficult, but rather to show how far you have come since your younger years. Now you crave social time, you are confident in situations, and you are willing to venture into new things. What does remain the same is that you still love to be next to me at parties, and you constantly use your voice to tell us what you want. We feel like we paid our dues in your baby years, and we reap the benefits as you got older.
As we stand here today with 13-year-old Olive, we just can't believe how much you've grown. You are smart, cool, funny, beautiful, klutzy, kind, and loyal. In the last few years, you've found passion as a rock climber, actor, and a stellar student. When you want to try something new, you embrace it with full excitement. Over the last years, we have also witnessed you become an independent and strong young woman. You're the best big sister to Ruby, and really look out for her. She depends on your guidance, and we appreciate the role model you are for her. As the oldest cousin on both sides of the family, we love that you are so close and can still play and be silly together. You have the best extended family, and we feel thankful that you have been able to grow up close to your grandparents, who we get to take vacations with, create special memories. You also have an amazing group of friends who keep you humble, accept you for who you are, and keep you smiling.
We think it's safe to say that the last 2 years or so have not been the easiest. You have demonstrated resilience in ways that only a few can truly understand. You have shown grace, patience, and maturity through the unexpected loss of Carolina. You continue to hold her close to your heart and consider her in all that you do. We love that she is always in your minds, and we know that will never change. We were able to witness more of your strength through the pandemic, where a lot of people struggled with being at home. You found happiness and solitude in it. We made the most of our time together, and to this day, we miss the slow pace and family time isolation brought to us. We are just so impressed by your outlook on the world and remind us daily that we have so much to be thankful for.
As a family, we're not the most religious of Jews. We identify more as culturally Jewish and are so proud of our Judaism and what it has brought into our lives. And Temple Akiba has been a driving force for that. Me, your uncles, and Vaval all had their B'nai Mitzvahs at Akiba. You know that I don't put my foot down for many things, but having a traditional bat mitzvah was important to me, and here at Akiba, it is our tradition. After attending day camp, we finally enrolled you in 4th grade to start Sunday school, and the momentum towards today began. You pride yourself on being a good student, no matter the educational setting. You never shy away from participating or working hard. Today is a testament to that, and you continue the Rosemberg tradition that will hopefully last for many years to come at Akiba.
We see so much of us in you. You have the adventurous spirit of your dad with your love of roller coasters, skateboarding, the ocean, and video games. From me, you have the love of education, organization, being bossy, and all things crystals. As a family, we love to travel, go to Disneyland, watch movies, eat the fun stuff Dad brings home, and go on adventures. We are beyond grateful for your commitment to your Judaism and look forward to seeing what that means in your own life as you get older. We love you so much and couldn't be more proud to be your parents.
Thank you.
I love you too.
What an honor it is, Olive, to stand with you and your family as you ascend Mount Sinai. It's beshert. It's meant to be that this is your Torah portion for your bat mitzvah. In the portion, if you count it, Moses goes up and down Mount Sinai like a million times. If only he had the rock climbing understanding that you do, it may have not taken 40 years to cross the desert, because he could have gone up and down Sinai much more quickly rather than making the people wait so long the way he did. But you being a rock climber really is a metaphor for what it means to ascend and to look at your accomplishments from those great heights, but to also look deep inside at your potential, at what you are able to do in the world. All of you asked so many questions along the way. One of them really resonated with me. You wanted to know, why is there so much sibling rivalry in the Torah? My God, there's a lot of it. I mean, it starts with brothers who kill one kills the other, and then it continues with siblings who just can't stand each other. It takes the entire book of Genesis for us to get to brothers that kind of sort of tolerate each other. And it's an interesting paradigm we have about family relationships. But something that I learned actually earlier today when studying Torah about your portion made me think about it more deeply. Actually, it was from last week's portion we learned about the enemies of the Hebrews, and they were called the Amaleks, who always went to war. And while Amalek was the biblical enemy of the Jews, later on in the story of Esther, he came across as Haman, and in modern times, Amalek came in the form of Hitler. So whenever there's someone who wants to be an enemy of the Jews, we call that person Amalek. So in last week's Torah portion, Amalek was there, making life hard for Moses and the Israelites. But this week's portion begins with another person who wasn't Jewish. It was Moses' father-in-law named Jethro. And Jethro came in and gave Moses the tools to be a better leader. Our rabbis teach us that we cannot spend our time assuming that every person who is outside of the tent is an Amalek. But we have to have an open embrace and realize that there's also people outside of our tent who are like Yitro, who want to make our lives better, who want to come inside and truly nourish our souls with goodness. Olive, I don't know why there's so much sibling rivalry, but I do know that we have an opportunity to look at every other human being, whether it's a sibling or a stranger, and realize that we can open our arms and embrace them, and that not everyone out there seeks to do harm, like Amalek did, or like this person in Texas did, but that the majority of people are like Yitro, are these good people who want to make things better. You and your sister are a paradigm of an amazing relationship. Yes, you may bicker every once in a while. All siblings do. But embrace her the way Moses did his father-in-law, and know that through each other, you will nourish your way to an incredible future. One additional message I want to offer you. One of my favorite lines of Torah has your name in it. It's actually not from Torah, it's from our liturgy. V'yashvu ish tachat gafno. It means every person shall sit underneath his fig or olive tree, and none shall be afraid. The olive tree is that sign of peace, that sign of goodness, that sign that when we look out at humanity, we can have peace if we march for it and if we really and truly want it. V'yashvu ish tachat gafno. We should all sit under that olive tree. We should all know how you, Olive, have made all of us a more peaceful people. And for that, we are so glad, and for that, we celebrate you.
Thank you.
We're so proud. Your cantors have some words to share with you as well.
Let me put this up a little bit. Olive, we are so incredibly proud of you. Your family has gone through so much in the last few years, and despite all of the hardships, you persevered, you kept going, you kept studying. You made it look easy today, and I know it was not an easy process, but you made it look effortless, and that's a testament to how much dedication you put into this process, how much you cared about this process, and it shows today. It was such a pleasure working with you. You are such a mensch, and your kindness shines through every time you are in any room, in any situation. We all can see that today, and we all can see that every day. So thank you for those gifts. Thank you for being the person that you are and bringing the world so much love and so much kindness. Mazel tov.
Thank you.
You did it, Olive. We're here. You were amazing.
Thank you.
Olive, I'm so proud of all of the work you've done to get here and everything that you've gone through to become the person you are in this moment. And I know that following through with your dedication and your kindness and your love that you show your friends and family, you will only continue to grow more and more amazing. So proud of you.
Thank you so
Mazel tov.
much.
There we go. We're going to invite your parents and your sister forward as they hold the talit over your head, and we're going to offer you a very special blessing.
There's so much static.
Every time.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's light shine upon you and be gracious unto you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'asem lecha shalom. Shalom.
May God's light always shine upon you, Olive, and grant you the most precious gift, the gift of shalom, of peace. Amen.
Amen.
Family hug.
Family hug. Love you. Love you. So good. Thank you. I love your speech. Okay.
What an honor and pleasure it is to now call upon a member of our leadership, Ira Diamond, who is our immediate past president. Ira, Shabbat Shalom to you.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi.
Hi.
Thank you. Oh, fantastic. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom, Ira.
It is so nice to be here with all of you. On behalf of our Board of Directors of Temple Akiba, we welcome everyone to Temple Akiba, those of us that are on Zoom and those of us that are here in person on this wonderful simcha of Olive's bat mitzvah. Olive, I want to just begin by saying that I love your family.
Thank you.
And when I found out that it was your family, that it was your bat mitzvah today, I immediately reached out to the director of religious practices because I wanted to be the board representative to share this day with you. And full disclosure, I have great connections with the director. She's my wife. But she was very excited to have me be here with you. When Carol and I first moved to Temple Akiba many, many years ago, one of the first things we did was we joined a Haftarah. And who was in our Haftarah? But your family.
And we have been friends ever since. And, you know, I want you to know, I know you know, but your family are pillars in our community, and they are wonderful role models, not only for you, but for all of us at Temple Akiva. And it is absolutely my honor to be here with you today. So the first thing I want to say is Mazel Tov on becoming a bat mitzvah on this momentous milestone in your life. You really led this service beautifully and with confidence. The Torah, I mean, it was fantastic. And I loved your speech.
Thank you.
You really showed the love of your family, of your friends. You talked about the importance of mitzvot and a few other things that I really related to and I really liked. You are a blessing, not only to your beautiful family, but to all of us at Temple Akiva. So thank you for being a blessing. At this time, it's my honor to present to you your certificate of bat mitzvah. And it's signed by the cantor, by Cantor Lani, and by Rabbi Shapiro, and by our president, Kathy Penzo. So I'm going to hand this to you, and you know what that means, right?
I did it.
It means you did it, and you're official. Let's give her a big hand. Very good. It is also our honor, Temple Akiva's honor, to plant a tree for you in Israel. And here's a certificate of tree planting. And it's my hope and my prayer, Olive, that many years from now, when you're thinking about your bat mitzvah, you'll think about your tree in Israel with deep roots, like you have plenty of deep roots, growing strong, just like you. Also, last night you were presented with the Tanakh. Here is your Tanakh. Here is your Kiddush cup, and I believe candles. And there's some candles there. You have everything you need.
Thank you.
So again, Mazel Tov to you and your beautiful family.
Thank you.
We have one additional presentation. And that is the signing of our Lador Vador scroll. For those who are not familiar, we have a special scroll by the artist Mordechai Rosenstein. I'm going to lift it up so you can see the artwork on it. It says in Hebrew, Oreinu me'ir tov yoter yachad, which means our light shines brighter together. That's our temple motto. And there's beautiful, beautiful calligraphy on the outside, but it's blank on the inside, except that every single person who has become a bar or bat mitzvah at Temple Akiva since we commissioned this has signed his or her name. Now, Olive, before you sign your name, I believe you may have some family members here who have become bar bat mitzvah, and some friends who became bar bat mitzvah at Akiva who have not signed this scroll yet. If you became bar bat mitzvah here and did not sign this scroll, why don't you come on forward? If you remember your dates, that's a huge bonus. All right. Wow, look at everyone here. This is so cool. Okay. Can you guys get yourselves in chronological date order of bar bat mitzvah?
Youngest to oldest?
Let's start with oldest. Oldest is going to sign first. But was your date? When was your date, Layla?
2003.
So that was after your sons, right?
At the end of the line.
Yeah.
Get to the back of the line.
Oh, wait, no, Tamara needs to sign it.
Tamara, you're
Tamara, come on forward.
come on, girl.
Hi.
Hi there.
How are you?
Hold on, but you're okay. All right. Yeah, that's fine. And do you remember your date, more or less, or the year?
Yes. June 15th.
Birthday.
You ready for that?
Just don't put a date.
Awesome. All right, Mazel Tov. Hey, Lisa.
I'm at the end of the line.
Oh my gosh. Holy cow. Mazel tov.
The last one.
Awesome. Hey, hello, Rabbi. It's good to see you. How are you?
We're in the 2000s, right?
Yeah.
That was all the way back then.
Wow, cool.
There you go.
Thanks, Mazel tov. Hey. Thanks, Andre. Hey, Molly. Awesome. Thank you. Hey there. Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Layla.
I write what? My name and
Name and the date.
My full name?
Yep. Awesome. Thank you. All right, Olive. All these people of your family and your friends have signed. Now it's your turn.
Do I do the full day?
Mhm. Everyone say Mazel Tov! Wow, your family and friends took up an entire column. That's so cool. Mazel Tov.
Thank you.
Friends, stay here. We're going to continue now with our concluding prayers. We're going to ask all who are able to rise. We're on page 282, second half of the page. Olive,
Yeah.
you can open this.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu ki goye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We open to page 291 toward the bottom of the page as we prepare for the mourner's Kaddish. We offer these words. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We remember friends and family of Olive who have died, who will always shine upon us from their eternal resting spaces. We begin with Olive's best friend who died a couple of years ago, Carolina Diab. Olive, I can't begin to imagine what it's like to lose a friend at such a tender age, and we know that while she should be here in person, she is celebrating from heaven with you. We also remember Hilda and Abraham Dershowitz, Antonia Elliott, Nathan and Sarah Fieler, and Eva and Adolfo Rosemberg. May their memories guide us all with goodness. On page 294, we share these words together. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, bi'amad divrach rutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, Bagalau v'izman kariv imru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach leolam u'almei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei dekudashah barichu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, Damiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who causes peace to be known in the high heavens help us understand that by reaching out to one another, we create peace on earth as well. For all Israel and for all humanity, we say, Amen. Please be seated, everyone. Kendra, how are we closing this morning?
We are closing with the singing of O Shalom. It is the last 3 lines of the prayer that we just read, but feel free to put your prayer books next to you or on your lap because we need your hands. There's a lot of hand clapping as a part of this song.
Stand with your family.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
So everyone, before our closing blessing over the bread, we've got an announcement that Jessica needs to make.
Makes me want to sing announcements.
I know. Uh-oh, announcements.
Really? If you're coming to the party tonight, can you just pick up the rapid test from Shell Dog over here? My mother. So she has them in a basket. Just grab them, take them before you come. Call me if there's any issues.
Awesome. Ruby, take the challah. Sibling, share it with your sibling. With Olive here, because we were talking about love of siblings earlier in the service. We're going to break bread together, everyone. Let's offer the motzi.
Hamotzi lechem miharis, We give thanks to God for our voices join in happy chorus as our prayer is humbly said.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon. Shabbat shalom and mazel tov!